Welcome to Great Gadgets and Gear. Today's review is going to be on the speaker you see before you. This was sent to me by the company One by One. They asked me if I would review this product, so I did get it for free, just so you know. And I said sure, as long as you know you're going to get a brutally honest review. He was fine with that, so here we go. So you can pick this up on Amazon for $19.99, and it comes in black and it comes in camouflage. And it's advertised as the One by One outdoor shower portable Bluetooth 4.0 speaker with enhanced bass. That's quite a mouthful. You should really come up with a model name. Anyways, so here's the box it comes in. You open it up, you get a manual. There you get a little hello. And then the speaker's inside, and it comes with a USB charging cord. Obviously the speaker's not in there, so I can show it to you. The manual. Manual comes in many languages. It comes in French, comes in Dutch, I assume. Sorry, I'm not sure. I think that's Spanish. And, of course, English. It's actually very clear, very concise, as you can see. So it goes through all the different features, all the different controls. Okay, very quick little manual. Also on the side of the box, here is some specs for you. You can check that out. Alright, here's the speaker. Comes with a little carabiner, little heavyweight, I think it's steel carabiner, so you can hang it. I myself don't really care for that, so I take it off. But it's nice that they give you the option. Speaker itself, first thing I notice, extremely small when it comes out of the box, and pretty heavy weight for such a small little speaker. Speaker itself is 3 1/4 by 1.5 inches. Made out of steel and rubber. It is IPX6 waterproof and dustproof. It has a 1400 battery in it. On Amazon it's a little confusing, so I hope the company clears it up about the battery. When you scroll through the photos at the top that they give you, it claims that it has a 12-hour battery life at 70% volume. But then when you scroll down and you read their description, the claim drops down to 7 hours. Unfortunately, I don't have 7 or 12 hours to test that out to see when it actually dies. It's been active and going the whole time I've had it. So, but the rubber, very cool, very grippy. It's got some really good traction on it. It doesn't smell. It doesn't have any type of weird odor. It's not sticky. Sometimes you'll get that with different kinds of rubber from different countries. This one's fine. No issues with that. Here's the controls. The R is a reset button. The phone is the phone. M is for mute. Now the arrows. This got a lot of complaints on Amazon. Don't know why. They are two function. If you press them really quickly, they will go back or advance to the song. If you hold them down longer, they will lower the volume or up the volume. The button here, again, multifunction. It turns it on, it turns it off, and it's also a pause button. To me, they work very well. They're very clicky, very receptive. I really like them. I don't have any issues with them. So, and once you use this and play with it for a while, you shouldn't have really any complaints with it. Okay, so now, a few things. Here is the USB charging port. This was an issue for me. It was really hard to pry open. And I understand it's got to be watertight. But, I'm afraid with it. I was afraid I was going to break it with how hard I had to use to force it open. And you can see it's just held on by a little plastic piece there. So I'm concerned that that's going to be an issue and break off later. But there's the USB, it's charging, and it also takes an SD card. So you can use Bluetooth with it, or you can pop in an SD card and play your music that way. So, now, it's the functions, okay? It's supposed to be a speaker for your phone, and a portable speaker you can use in the shower, you can use outside, whatever. From my testing of it, the phone part of it does not hold up. And I'll try to show you why. I'll turn this on. So you press the button.
Power on.
Very cool.
Bluetooth. Waiting for connection. Bluetooth is connected.
So it gives you these voice prompts. They're very clear, very concise. It tells you everything that it's doing. So you know that it turned on, you know that it's looking for the connection, and when it gets connected. Very cool. Like that feature a lot. It'll connect automatically to my phone or to my iPod. That's what I used for the control for the test. So that worked very well. So let's check out some sound quality. And the first one is going to be a YouTube video, Such, to check out the voice quality.
Strap, and it comes around across your chest, and I like that because I can bring this bag around right to the front, get to the items I need without necessarily taking it off and dismounting it. Also, with these Fastex buckles, I can release the pack and be able to get to it if I need to really get in there
full
and find out what I've got. So we're going to take a look at all the essentials. Now, one of the things I want to preface this whole video on
no distortion
is that I use a certain criteria when getting my bag ready, and that is the rule of threes. And many of you have heard that, but it's 3 minutes without air, 3 hours in harsh conditions, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without
So now I don't know if you can hear that feedback. For some reason, that feedback comes and goes when it's playing a video. Now that feedback you're hearing, it's always there. It's there during the video, it's there during phone calls, and it's there when you're playing music. And it comes and goes in intensity. Sometimes it'll drop down really low. Sometimes it'll be really high and really annoying. Now, depending on how you use this, as far as the volume-wise, obviously, when I'm playing music, I don't have it down really low, so it's not really an issue for me. My music is usually, you can see it stopped because I got out of the video. So I usually play at higher volumes, usually mid to high or whatever. During the testing, I did, extreme. And I didn't have any problems with it. Now, in the shower, it's fantastic. I like it. The acoustics in the shower, if anybody knows, after you watch American Idol or The Voice and you're in there, jamming out. The acoustics are just amazing, and the speaker works really, really well in there. If you hang it in there like that, you'll have no issues with it. Mine fell over like this. Water got on it, into the speaker, and it muffled. So right away, I looked over and I seen that it fell, so I picked it up, turned it over, drained it out, and then it worked just fine. The feedback was there before any of that happened because I tested it out here first. But I did notice after it came out of the shower, and I don't know if you're going to pick it up on here or not, it does have a rust ring from when it dried from being exposed to the water. So I doubt this is not stainless steel because it doesn't rust. It's just steel, painted steel. But it works fine. It's not a big deal. You can hardly see it. You can see it more when you go outside in the sun with it. But in the shower, it worked really well, so I liked it for that. For the phone calls, that's where, in my opinion, this does not do well. The feedback is extremely loud. Anybody that I called, they complained that it sounded like I was talking in a tin can. And when I was, listening to them, it sounded like your voice was muffled, like they were talking into their armpit, so it was very muffled. I didn't like it. So that's definitely an issue I think that needs to be addressed by the company. So I would definitely not use it for that intended purpose. As far as taking it outside, again, if you have it mid or high volume, there's no issue. I don't notice the hissing or the feedback or anything. It works great in a small area, camping at a picnic area, whatever. So that's fine. In a light rain, it was fine. I didn't really have any heavy downpours to try it out in. Not that I'd want to stand out there. But it worked fine in a light shower. There was no issues with that. So, bass. Now, they claim it has an enhanced bass. Now, there's a thing I'd like to point out with this is this does not distort at high volume, whether it's the video or the music at all. And this song I'm going to play is extremely high bass, so it's going to be a really good test for this. So here we go. There's the feedback. Half volume. Full volume. So that's full volume. Double check that by pressing the volume.
Maximum volume.
So it tells you when you're at your maximum. It also tells you when you're at your minimum. So it does really well for the bass because this is a very bass heavy song. But where you test this out on or where you play it on does make a difference. If you're going to hang it, that's fine. But if you're going to set it down somewhere, you don't want to set it down on like a tile area, and I'll show you why. The bass is so loud, it jumps around, and it makes the speaker sound like that it was blown. So you gotta watch the surfaces that you have it on if you're gonna lay it down. This is a royalty-free song, so there's no issue there. There's a few things that the company should address. Okay, so now we're going to check out, I want to show you the charging port. We're going to pause it, that hissing is getting on my nerves. Okay, so when you do pry the door open or swing it open, see the blue light flashing there? That's just letting you know that the speaker is on, and that flashing is coming from inside the SD slot. And then I'm going to plug in that top port. Now when I press the charger, you can see there's a red light in there. Right there. So now that's letting you know that it's charged. Now there is no voice response that tells you when it's charged. It doesn't say, hey, I'm fully charged. But I usually charge it overnight, so it hasn't been an issue for me. That's how I usually charge all my speakers. Now if you're out all day at the beach or something like that, you're just going to have to, it'll give you a notification, which I can't show you right now because the battery's not low. But it'll notify you that the battery's low and it needs to be charged, which is cool. So if you have an external charger, battery, whatever, it won't be an issue for you to use this all day. Like I said, I wasn't able to test whether it does play the 7 or the 12 hours. I think the maximum I used it was 4 or 5 hours and there was no issue. Very neat little speaker with some bugs. If the company will work out the bugs, for $20, they definitely have something here. But here's my opinion. In the pros, it's heavyweight for little speakers, so, it's got some bass to it. It's got pretty decent constructed materials. It's got steel, painted steel, so, if it does get wet or whatever, it does seem like it's going to have an issue with rust. Especially if you drop it, dent it, scratch the finish off. I don't know why. I think they said it was stainless steel too, but stainless steel doesn't rust, so I'm kind of confused on that issue there. So whether it's steel or they claim it's stainless steel, I think it's steel. The rubber really could. It's constructed well. It's got some bolts there to take it apart if you needed to for some reason. So yeah, I like that. I like that it's waterproof to the IP X6, I like it's dust proof. That's cool because, you know, if you want to take it outdoors. I have no problem with the buttons. You know, I think they're really responsive. I think they're really clicky. So you know that you're clicking them and that they work. They're centered, so they're not like tilted, leaning one way or the other when you press the buttons. I have no issue with the forward and back also being controlled with the volume. It won't take you that long to figure it out. So that works quite well. I definitely like the little voice. It's very clear. That gives you the notifications. That's really cool. And that it lets you know that it needs to be charged. So all great features. So the cons with this that, in my opinion, I think need to be addressed is the USB door problem. Again, it shouldn't take the Gorilla Grip, depending on who you're marketing this to, especially if you're marketing it to younger people, older people, you know, people with dexterity problems with their hands. This is really incredibly hard to get it to close. I have to actually sit here. I got to get something to dig the rubber out and try to press it in. So that I don't like, and I think it needs to be fixed. The feedback, the hissing noise at the low volumes, you know, for me it's not really an issue because I have the music up quite loud. Other people are not going to like it. They're going to hate it. The phone feature use of this thing, not at all. I don't like it at all. Like I said, people complain it sounds tinny, it sounds muffled at my end, and the hissing feedback is constantly there at any volume level, so that I don't like, and I wouldn't use it for that feature at all. So, you know, it does handle the heavy bass too, if I didn't mention that, so that's really cool. So for a $20 speaker, this thing will be in my shower rocking out because I like the fact that my iPod can be sitting in the living room. I don't have to worry about my expensive iPod getting any moisture damage or anything like that. With the advanced features, I can push it and advance to the next song if I don't like the song that's playing. And I find that to be a really cool feature. If you have any questions or comments, or if there's anything you want to go over or see in greater detail, I'll be happy to do that for you. I kind of wanted to make it a quicker video. I didn't want to keep you all day on this. Just a couple more little things though. It's 1.5 inches in depth, and it's 3.25 in circumference. You know, not including the little hanging thing here. So, there you go, 1 by 1. You can check them out on Amazon. You can check out their company website and see what other products they offer if you're interested. So that is my review. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was informative for you. And like I said, for a shower speaker, I give it a thumbs up. The company you know, if they addressed a couple other little issues for it, this would be, you know, a hit out of the park. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Stay tuned to the next video and take care.